I'm John Batchelor. This is The John Batchelor Show. A death in Tehran, not a murder mystery, a news event, a brain in Iran's nuclear program. A man who is very clearly representative of the apparatus that is suspect of building nuclear weapons right now. The provocation remarks from Iran these last days and weeks, a new facility revealed in a military compound outside of Qum that is doing nuclear enrichment work, and now another death in Tehran. Similar pattern to what we've seen before, a sophisticated attack from persons unknown, a bomb attached magnetically to the side of the vehicle where the victim was riding with two others, we're told, in the middle of traffic patterns in Tehran, which itself is significant because I'm told that Tehran competes with Beijing for the worst traffic patterns on the planet. Reza Kahlili, a pseudonym of a man who's the author of A Time to Betray, the award-winning book, also is a man who worked as a double agent for the CIA in the IRGC, the elite group, the black shirts of Tehran, and men who are directing the illicit nuclear weapons program suspect, is here to comment on this attack and how it relates to the previous attacks we've seen and what this tells him about the war against the regime, the criminal regime in Tehran. Reza, a very good evening to you. Thank you for joining me. The attack was a bomb attached magnetically to the vehicle in traffic in Tehran. This we've seen before. Do we believe we know who is doing this or who is responsible? You've written of this over the last year.
Thanks so much, John. But it seems, as I've said repeatedly, there is a very complex covert operation going on within Iran. And I would say that it's more likely that the Israelis are very active, and there is intelligence help by various countries, I would say. I would say that Germany, England, France, U.S., everyone is interested in slowing down the Iranian nuclear program, which is inching towards obtaining the nuclear bomb. Now, Mustafa Ahmadi Roshan, he was a deputy director of the uranium enrichment facility in Natanz, and he was assassinated right by the Sharif Technological University in Tehran. As you said, the traffic is really worse than any other country on the planet. If you are in a car, you can't go anywhere very fast. So these are on motorcycles. James Bond, right out of a James Bond movie. And this is the fourth assassination in 2 years. We all remember Majid Shahriari. He was assassinated in 2010. He was central to the neutron transport activity, which lies at the heart of the nuclear chain reaction for the bomb. And then Faridun Abbas Dabani was attacked, but he survived. He's the head of the Iranian nuclear program now. And Masoud Ali Mohammadi and physicist Dariush Rezai were assassinated. So these are very calculated. Whoever is doing it knows exactly of the activities of these scientists and their relation to the Iranian nuclear program. And so it is a very disciplined and basically a covert operation going in Iran right now.
The dead man, Mustafa Ahmadi Roshan, he was a younger man, 32 years old, university lecturer. The previous attacks against other scientists, this suggests, Reza, that there's a pattern here, and yet we see that this assassination took place in daylight in the traffic patterns of Tehran. Does this mean the regime is incapable of protecting their nuclear scientists, that despite all their boasting, they don't have good security in Tehran?
Actually, you raised a great point here. Despite what the intelligence ministry says, remember after the assassination of Shahryari, which really hurt the regime, they came out and announced that they've arrested many spies from Israel, from U.S., MI6 and all of that, and that they have it all under control. But this shows exactly the opposite. And I've been saying there's crack within the regime. The regime is afraid, and they don't have full control of what's going on. And that was quite visible with the explosion at the Revolutionary Guards base back in November, where they lost the brain of the Iranian missile program. So these are parallel actions to destabilize the regime, to take out key figures who are helping with the missile and nuclear bomb program. And as you mentioned, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, he's the center of the Iranian nuclear bomb program, and the regime is so afraid that they've had him in a compound, in a military base, where nobody knows where he is, in fear of him getting assassinated.
The pattern, January 12, 2010, Masoud Mohammadi attacked and dead. November 29th, 2011, Majid Shahryari in a car. November 29th, 2011, the same attack, the same day, Faryadun Davani. And now, in January 2012, Mustafa Roshan. We see the pattern. Tehran sees the pattern. The nuclear program sees the pattern. Have they got an answer to this, Reza, or are they at this point defeated?
Here's the danger, though. Recently, Ayatollah Khamenei put into place a new doctrine for the Islamic regime, and that's to confront every threat with threat. So they're going to go on the offensive. Before they issued threats that they're going to now assassinate U.S. generals, and that was the Basij commander Naqvi who said that after the previous assassination of the scientists, but they didn't take any action. I believe now they are going to take action, and we've got to look to see what kind of a retaliation there'll be. I am quite worried and concerned about the health and well-being of Mr. Hekmati, Amir Hekmati, who has been charged with espionage in Iran and has been handed down a death sentence. There is a possibility, and I pray that it's not, that they will execute him and might even go as far as do a public hanging just to show to the West that they're going to retaliate. And as I said, I pray they would not do that. But we should expect some kind of a retaliation by the Iranian regime.
Detail here. Ahmadinejad, traveling in South America, in a provocative remark next to Chavez, the dictator, the very ill dictator of Venezuela, joking about an atomic bomb. Does that tell us anything about Ahmadinejad's relationship to the supreme leader? Because you've reported carefully the last year of a split between them.
Yes, well, there is still a split. Actually, the supreme leader has minimized the activities of Ahmadinejad and his influence in the policy of Iran, the Islamic regime. But he's still allowed to fulfill the remaining of his term, depending on what kind of involvement his gang are going to have in the upcoming parliamentary elections. If Ahmadinejad missteps, then that will be the end of him. But he's still, in their eyes, the president of the country, and travels to Latin America, where he has established very close ties with Chavez, with Daniel Ortega in Nicaragua, and basically has helped the Guards establish bases over there. And as I reported a while back, they've come to an agreement with Venezuela to even establish a missile base, which they're working on.
Reza Kahlili, the author of A Time to Betray, A Death in Tehran, A Pattern in Tehran. I'm John Batchelor. This is The John Batchelor Show.